Hey, here is AngryOwl, and in this video I'm gonna show you how you can make these cool help cards for each playable class of Massive Darkness 2. Massive Darkness 2 is an amazing lightweight dungeon crawler with a lot of cool miniatures. While me and my friends really enjoy playing it, remembering the rules of each of the 11 different classes can be tricky, especially if you play a new class for the first time. It always involves frequent rulebook checking while playing the game, which prolongs the playtime and might annoy the other players. And it's usually those little details that one is not sure about and rather checks the rulebook again and again and again. So, to make the game experience better, I thought some class-specific help cards could be the solution. And here I want to thank this amazing gentleman from the Board Game Geek forum. He took his time making these cool and simple help cards, which inspired me to make my own. You can find the link to his work down below in the description. So, to make my cards, I started studying all the rulebooks, writing down the necessary info that I think should be on such help cards, and even played the tutorial scenario with each class to check how each of them plays. While checking the game components, I think the Tinkerer card is gonna be good as my template for my cards. Let's take a good picture of it and open it in GIMP. I want the card to be the same size as the Rowing Monster cards. It's 80mm times 120mm, so I'm readjusting the picture to the correct size. Next, I need to get rid of the text in the middle and make an empty space for my own text. Then, I need to remove the white text on the top. I'm taking a small piece of the background and putting it over the text to cover it. Now it's time for the first title, Hero Turn. I want the card to have the info on the various actions the player can take on their turn. I prepared all the text I want to write on the cards beforehand, on a piece of paper, and now I just have to write it all down and adjust the font size and space it in between the lines to fit the card nicely. On the bottom of the card, I am simply adding my nickname and the card is done. I made all the 11 class cards the same way. We have the Bard, Berserker, Druid, Monk, Necromancer, the card got pretty full, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Shaman, Tinkerer, and Wizard. Now it's time to add those cards on an A4 sized paper to make it printable. I'm turning on the grid so the cards snap to the same position each time. And here are the PDF files ready to be printed. 3 different class files and 1 hero turn file. When printing, I recommend to print them in color, obviously, and to check that the file size is either original or at 100% and not smaller in any way. You can find the link to these files down below in the description. And here we have all the printed files. 3 times the hero turn cards and 1 of each of the class card files. My printer is not the best, especially with color prints, but I think it's good enough for simple help cards like those. The text is easily readable and the color looks fine. My first idea was to take one of each type of the files and glue them together to later cut them out. But you could also not glue them at all and just cut them separately. I'm gonna show you how it looks like later. I'm using simple paper glue, which sadly made the cards a bit wavy. And I don't know if it was the glue or maybe the very thin paper itself, but it didn't work out perfectly. That's why I'm also gonna show you the not glued version of the cards later as well. And it's time to cut them out. I'm cutting them with simple scissors and I want to round up the corners with the corner cutter. It took me like 15 minutes to cut all of the cards. They turned out to be pretty good. I quickly cut the corners and decided that I will sleeve them. That's because I have some remaining sleeves with the correct size left after sleeving the game itself. I'm using the Mayday game sleeves 18mm x 120mm. The cards fit perfectly inside. I would highly recommend to sleeve or laminate these cards. It will improve the look and feel of them, and they all will be the same size. And here is a quick comparison. On the right you see the card that I previously glued, and on the left I made the same card but didn't glue the sides together, and I just sleeved them. I think it works very well, so you can save some time and not glue the cards at all. And since I knew I'm gonna put these cards into sleeves, I didn't even bother to round up the corners, because it's not necessary if they are in sleeves anyways. So, check the result of my work and see for yourself how nice they are with the game setup on the table in this quick video montage. Thank you very much for watching. You can find the link to these files in the video description down below. If you liked this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more board game upgrades.